It's time to feel the rage. Welcome to Film Rage, where we talk movies in theaters, streaming, and classic films as well. Directors and actors beware, as you cannot hide from the rage. My name is Bryce, and I'm part of the Film Rage crew, which also includes Jim. Hey there, Jim.
What? Oh, hey, Bryce.
Hey. And Murray, you're sporting a Calgary Underground Film Festival shirt today. Is there any special reason, or it just happened to be the one on top in your drawer?
The one that was semi-clean.
Semi-clean.
Top of the pile.
Did you do the smell test?
Yes.
Nice. So it didn't smell so bad.
And it didn't stick together when he pulled it up. So
Yeah, sticky clothes are the worst. Most of mine are sticky.
yeah, I hear you.
So with the introductions out of the way, let's rage on.
Well, thanks to Been supporting us. If you love our independent podcast, please like, subscribe, share, and give us a 5-star rating on your listening platform. Or, better for us, support us and join the Film Rage community by joining our membership at buymeacoffee.com/FilmRageYYC. If you cannot commit to a membership, you can still buy us a movie rental and dare us to see a terrible film. And we'll watch it if it played anywhere in the world. And just throwing some of these out there for you, we really don't like conversion films, kids' movies, rom-coms, just a few ideas.
Or things
Why are you giving them ideas? I'm fine when they're...
I'm just loaded.
I'm fine when they're... You know what? I used to be like totally against them giving us stuff that I enjoy, and now I'm like, I don't care anymore.
You just want the...
Or things directed by a guy named Knight.
Yeah, or, here's the thing. David has now spoiled us. So we expect everything that we get dared now to be something that's fabulous.
It's awesome.
Yeah. Like gushing about.
Yes.
All right, well, you know what? Let's get to raging.
All right.
Oh, man. What would the amazing Murman predict? What would the amazing Murman predict? Will he predict the rage or will he predict the mondo? Will he tell us all what Jim and Bryce saw at the movies? Here he comes now. Better watch out, kids. He is coming swimming to you. Swim, Murray. Swim, swim, Murray.
Swim, Murray. Swim, Murray.
Swim, Murray.
Swim, Murray.
Turn it up, will you? This is good stuff.
No.
Swim, Murray.
I'm going to seriously cut this off. All right, so there are 3 movies this week,
Trois.
which Jim saw all 3 in the same day.
I did.
That's the way you do it.
That's how you do it. Money for nothing.
Jim's no lightweight.
Not how
That's
I
right.
did it.
Three's a
I
minimum.
should have gone home after the first one,
What?
judging by the fact that I almost had to swim home in my car.
Ooh, that's a whole other story.
Yeah, that's a whole other
I'm anxious to
story.
see how Bryce got home. Did you even get home?
Oh yeah, it was easy.
Oh, yeah, I guess you're
no
here.
Did you just
problemo.
put
I was driving a smart car. I had no
Did you
problems.
just put a sail on it and just...
No, I just plowed through, man. I'm in a smart car. You can't stop
low.
those
You're in a
things.
tiny smart car.
Well, they're all tiny. Wow,
They're all
I
the
just,
same.
The puddles were like
Is
3
there-
feet high.
I just plowed through. I was fine. I don't know what you're talking about.
Is there a stretch smart car?
No, there's no such thing as a stretch
Like-
smart car.
like-
As far as I know, they're all smart for 2. Like, there's no other model.
Because you know how, what's that other one? The Austin Minis have like a stretch version.
They do.
Yeah, I
They
don't-
have like a
So
wagon version.
so Smart just didn't.
Have you ever
do
seen
the
a
stretch-
smart car that doesn't look like another smart car?
No, but
No, they all look the
But
same.
that doesn't mean they don't
Why I'll
have them
never
in
own
Europe.
one of those.
Okay, so if any European listeners are listening to us, because that's where smart cars originated from, let us know if there's a stretch. Imagine a stretch limo smart car.
I've been to England. Never saw one.
Huh, there we go.
Anyways,
All right, so
it's a fine automobile.
In reverse order, almost. What we actually saw them.
okay.
Kneecap, which is the one I didn't see.
Mm.
I don't know. Trailer looked kind of interesting. Had Fassbender in it, which I didn't know.
Fassbender.
And a bunch of people who
Speaking
spoke
Irish.
Yeah. My favorite part of the whole trailer was the one character says, "Do I look like I want to read subtitles?" Exactly why I wouldn't have gone to see it.
Makes me think of you, Mur.
Exactly. That's my character right there.
Mm.
I don't know, look like it would be fun. Let's go double Mondo on
All
that.
right.
All right. Mondo.
We have Harold and the Purple Crayon,
Ooh.
which I can confirm was a kid's movie based on a kid's book, starring like the world's biggest kid.
Yes.
Zachary Levi
Yeah.
Shazam!
and Zoe Deschanel, who
It had
refuses to grow up.
It had its moments. I don't think it was a Mondo, so let's go double meh.
Alrighty.
And the one that I am absolutely 100% certain on. Because I was there with both of you.
You experienced both of us.
I experienced it with you. Trap.
My God.
Double Rage. Yeah.
Is it only going to be...
If you gave it anything higher than a rage, I will be shocked.
You'll be going liar.
I will let your dog eat my notes. Put it that way. Because I know he likes that so much.
He loves the paper. He's like, give me paper. I'll eat it.
I have
Yum,
a
yum,
prediction.
yum.
I think it's going to be a trifecta on that one. Wow. Wow. This is groovy. You know what? If we could only rap in Irish,
I know, right?
I kind of want to learn how to rap in Irish.
Sounds hard.
Like they do in Kneecap.
I'd love to learn, but
Wasn't it
sounds
Northern
too
Irish?
hard.
It's Irish.
Well,
Belfast is Northern Ireland, wasn't it?
There you go.
yeah.
That's what it is.
At any rate, Kneecap. This is the story of an Irish hip-hop act called Kneecap that in their own unique way is keeping the Irish language alive. Predictably, this does not sit well with most Irish language activists as
No.
Kneecap's lyrics celebrate their use of drugs. Plus, they feel that Kneecap writing Brits out on their ass cheeks may not be the best way to get their point across. Although I would imagine that Kneecap may argue that singing traditional songs in school from hundreds of years ago that the students have little interest in may not be doing much to keep the Irish language alive either. And perhaps hundreds of young folks screaming Kneecap's lyrics out in the Irish language at the top of their lungs at sold-out shows may be doing more to keep the Irish tongue alive than any language activist may ever hope to achieve. There is a lot of humor and a lot of heart in Kneecap's story. The three members of Kneecap play themselves,
What?
which added an authenticity to the project, and having them share the big screen with professionals such as Michael Fassbender
Michael Fassbender.
and Simone Kirby helped elevate everyone involved. This film shows that Kneecap is a movement. It is a statement that challenges the powers that be. It is a message about free speech, and it's essential to keeping the Irish language alive. All of that is wrapped up in this concept. This was an important movie, but it was also a load of fun. It made me laugh. It got me angry. It made me think. And it taught me a few things along the way. Kneecap was Mondo.
Nailed it. So far. All right. Rap meets Ireland meets colonial oppression. These young Irish boys give a middle finger to the colonial oppression in this fast-paced, fast-tongued, and fast movie about the formation of the hip-hop Irish band called Kneecap, as Bryce has already said. Not a fan, usually, of rap or hip-hop, but when you can see the origin of where a movement comes from, it adds to the support. And also the support it can gather. And also my appreciation for the cause. Just like original hip-hop and how I originally felt about original hip-hop and when it came out. I was a fan. I'm not a fan anymore, but I was a fan when it originally came out. This music made me want to get up and sing traditional rap about taking drugs and and telling the Brits to fuck off, like all that shit. This, which is good stuff.
Yes.
Like good stuff. The movie was so much fun and intellectually written. It's definitely a movie I can see myself watching again and again and again, and being a beacon for this new trend seemingly taking hold of the world these days, for fighting for one's culture and not allowing colonial rule to win.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to make a little bit of a comment here because I was at our Heritage Festival on Monday.
Yep.
So interestingly enough, we've seen a few movies that have come out in the last little while, obviously with the same subtext of let's save our language.
Mm-hmm.
Let's save our culture. And it was interesting in that movie that they talked about, I think it was every so many minutes, there's another language that dies.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and as Canadians here, we've seen it significantly in our Indigenous cultures and how important that language and it's not just about language though. Like it's about the culture. When you lose a language, the culture is absorbed into the colonial rule.
Yep.
So, there is a movement now about this, and to see this come to life on screen was, and I don't say this very often, and I didn't know that those were the original artists, which made it even more poignant. To your point,
those are the guys.
Yeah, those are the guys that made it. So, like, I totally love this movie. I was so immersed in this story.
Yeah.
And Fassbender's character is amazing in this. Like, Fassbender is one of the son's fathers who was actually, like, internationally known for being one of the most notorious, I don't even want to call him a terrorist because he's trying to save his culture,
exactly.
right? And like these are the movements that this wasn't that long ago. Like Kneecap hasn't been around for 50
it's
years.
2018, I think.
Yeah, like
so it's like 6 years ago.
They're still not allowing their own language to be spoken in their own fucking country. Like, this stuff is insane. This film, I think, is a must for everyone. And for people who even don't like hip hop, if you watch the story and don't come out of it going, I want to rock with my cock out like these guys do, then you're insane. This movie was exceptionally mondo. I loved it. It may be one of my favorite movies on music on films that I've seen.
And I want to see these guys act again too.
I want to see, and I want to see them live. Like, why aren't these guys touring? Why can't we see these guys live in Calgary?
I tell you.
I want to understand a freaking word they're saying. And thank God they had subtitles for the whole movie.
But for first-time actors, they were tremendous, and they really were, and it really was anchored by the parents, Fassbender and Kirby playing the parents of one of them. I'm not sure which, but the
one that didn't have the haircut,
right? So they really, every time they were on screen, it really anchored this movie, and it just made everything better. I was actually really impressed with Simone Kirby, who plays the mom.
Yeah.
She was so good in this too. Just a really, really good movie, and it's great when really good movies are also important movies, and that's the case this time.
Yeah.
There's cases where there's important movies that are bad movies, like Buddy, your favorite director directed last year. That was David an important movie. No.
My second favorite director?
Oh, no. Scorsese.
Or that. Oh, my God.
It's an important movie.
Yeah. But
it was not a good movie.
And it wasn't also...
And it also wasn't executed well. And it didn't make you feel anything.
No.
This just hit home so much. I just love this movie.
Yeah, me too. I was going to say The Commitments. So... It has not, like, you've seen The Commitments, hey Mur. So the Commitments, it's nothing like The Commitments.
No.
But as I was watching it, I'm like, well, wasn't The Commitments also Irish?
Okay.
I think, or Scottish,
Scottish.
They're somewhere from over in the UK. But what made me think about it is I'm comparing it in my mind to say, like, I remember seeing The Commitments and I was like, okay, whatever, it's a real thing. I didn't feel the same way when I saw The Commitments as I saw this.
Me neither.
Right? And I don't know if it was because the movie was bad, because I saw it when it first came out.
The movie was fine.
Yeah, it's just, but
it wasn't.
I wasn't like, I was like, woohoo, The Commitments. like, but I was woohoo, Kneecap when I got out of this movie.
Yeah, no, this was.
That was a long way to get to where I was trying to say. I want to say, no, The Commitments didn't make me go woohoo.
That's
you are
fantastic.
Correct. It was Irish.
Okay, well,
there you go.
Thank God. Imagine if I said the wrong thing.
That would be the worst. Anyways, go see Kneecap.
Yeah, see it if you can see it anywhere. And one movie that I had talked about on social media that we were hopefully going to see, which may be Bryce's rage this week, and I don't know, but the Coleman Domingo film Sing Sing did not come to our city.
It's got a staggered release, so I think it's still coming.
Well, let's cross our fingers, but
no, it is.
It hit other Canadian cities, so
I know it had a limited release, and then it's got a few release dates, so it's coming.
It's like talked about in the news. Yeah. So why aren't you pushing that out? Like push.
Yeah, no,
out the
we get that all the time.
Four what's or nuts.
It gets released in Montreal, Toronto, and Vancouver, and then it gets the rest of Canada. And I don't understand why that's a thing, but whatever.
Apparently, because in the movie we saw last on the weekend, there was only us there. Maybe that's what they're expecting is going to happen to Sing Sing.
I don't know. There's a lot of buzz with Sing Sing. This one just kind of snuck up on us. I didn't even know it was coming out. And then all of a sudden it's like,
bam!
Oh, we're going to Kneecap.
It's like you just got slapped in the kneecaps.
And then I felt foolish because I didn't even know who Kneecap was. And after watching the movie, I'm like, how did I not know this?
I thought it was about Nancy Kerrigan.
The Irish version of Nancy.
Yes. That was actually pretty good, Mer. Got to give you credit for that one.
Kudos to
Kneecap, Nancy Kerrigan story.
No, they did Tonya Harding already.
Yeah, we did. Now we need Nancy's portrayal.
Yes, but I only want to see it if it's called Kneecap.
Yeah, Kneecap 2.
Yes.
The Kerriganing. So we also saw a kids movie, as Murray has already dropped a hint.
I don't even know what it was. Was it a kids movie?
This was Harold and the Purple Crayon.
I don't know any kid that would sit through that.
Well, then you weren't in the same cinema that we were.
We had lots of kids.
Yeah. Harold and the Purple Crayon, a famous kids book about a young boy who creates a world with his magic crayon, including his best friends, Porcupine and Moose. But in this, he loses his narrator because he died. So he goes to the real world to find him. When he arrives,
hope I never lose my narrator.
Moose, and Porcupine. That's right. Murray's right here. Murray's on fire today. Where was he? Oh, yeah. So when he arrives, Moose, Moose, Porcupine.
That's Moose right there.
That's right. Become real people. And they fall in with Zooey Deschanel and her son Mel. Apparently also after their father/husband passed away in this.
Oh, what a parallel.
In this life, which seems to be a shambles. This is one of those films that I feel would fit well with children between 5 and 10. Yep. It's focused in an imaginary world where a purple crayon can solve all your problems and create new ones, as we find out by our villain in this Library Gary, played by the hilarious Jermaine Clement, who, as usual, is hilarious in this. If I check my mind at the door and don't look for all the flaws that are inherent in this film and just sit back and enjoy the funny bits, and there are quite a few, both me and the 8-year-old boy, who was also in the cinema at the same time, seemed to laugh at the parts that we were supposed to. Although there are a few, and I'm putting this in quote, adult humor items that I laughed at that he didn't get, though.
Was there?
Yeah. Okay. I guess because I laughed, but no one else did. What's happening tonight? Everything's happening on my phone. Like, what the heck? All right. Now, where was I? Oh, examples like mine's bigger when Harold and Library Gary have a dick measuring contest. Oh, sorry. Crayons. I mean a crayon measuring contest. Yeah. You know, because Gary's inadequate. Yeah. He's Library Gary.
Yeah.
And his
weird
crayon
obsession with Zooey Deschanel.
That's right. Unfortunately,
making her into Xena.
Unfortunately, although there is enough funny things in here for adults, as long as you don't look at all the gaping holes in the story that conveniently happen, because, you know, it's an imaginary world, and like most kids' stories, has a happy ending. That being said, I found it weird that, again, we have a story that has death in the story somewhere, which I'm not sure why there are so many kids stories lately for kids that want to throw dead people. Is that normally should fuck up kids or moose or porcupine? But the stories they are
People
telling
were throwing
are like,
dead people in this? I missed that.
No, there's the stories. The stories lately, there's been like three. There's been like
so
three.
they weren't actually physically throwing dead people. Because I would have remembered that scene.
Maybe you nodded off. Yeah, I just
wish
don't know
I
why.
nodded
I
off.
just don't know why they need to keep throwing dead people in these kids shows. I don't get it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't recognize this was a kids movie. So
yeah,
Really?
not always does shit work
I didn't
out.
know who it was made for.
Yeah. Well, I'm telling you, it's 5 to 10-year-old boys, maybe girls too.
All right.
Not always does shit work out when people die, and definitely kids and spouses don't just go back to normal when people die. All that being said, I didn't hate it because
Really?
I laughed at most of the places I was supposed to laugh at,
Oh, okay.
either as a kid or an adult. I would give it
Interesting.
a pretty low meh. I think if you're going to take your kids to it, be prepared. It is very kid focused and very
Is it?
imaginary. Yeah,
I think
it
they'll
is.
fall asleep.
No,
Actually, they won't. They'll
won't.
just be just trying to
eight-
make their own
They'll
fun
want to go
'cause there's
home
none
and,
on the
and
screen.
break up their crayons.
That's
and
right,
try to
and draw everywhere.
draw stuff.
No, they won't.
The 8-year-old
Yeah, they
boy
will.
that was sitting right behind us was laughing at all the things that I was laughing at. So
Really?
yeah, I didn't hate it. It was meh.
The opening animated sequence was great and had me thinking that perhaps this film would not be so bad. But then they got to the real world and the silliness of it all was just too overwhelming. In what world would you let a couple of strange men that you just met stay the night? And in a world where we are trying to get kids to read books, why are we making the librarian the villain in this? Although I do not imagine any kid would have the patience to get through this nonsense, or perhaps that wasn't such a big deal. I'm really not sure who this was made for, as I cannot imagine any kid finding this engaging, and the same can be said for any adult. But I did like Moose, who was played by Lil Rel Howery,
Yes.
who continues to be the best thing in every film he is in. I also like Tanya Reynolds. All right, Murray,
That's
as
right.
Porcupine.
Damn right.
But Zachary Levi as Harold was not so good, and I think Zooey Deschanel needs to reinvent herself, as her adorable quirkiness of years gone by is truly a thing of the
She's
past.
getting too old for that.
As she has gotten older, and I would rather not talk about Jermaine Clement, as he is so much better than this. Harold and the Purple Crayon was a misdirected pile of nothingness. It was a rage.
What? But you like the porcupine.
Yeah. I liked Moose the best.
Yeah, and you like the moose. So usually that's enough for you to
And
go.
you like, what's his name?
No, it wasn't.
The Shadows guy.
Yeah.
You liked him. That's 3 of the
Shadows
characters.
guy?
Yeah, the guy from.
I already said that I don't want to talk about Jermaine Clement because he's better than
because
this.
he was good.
It was still good.
No, he wasn't.
He was good.
Now you're making me talk about him and I don't want to because I like
Gary.
him.
He's Library Gary.
Yeah.
That's right.
Why are we
Library
making him a
Gary.
villain?
Why not?
He wasn't the villain. He just was misunderstood.
Yeah, he was misunderstood. He got to live at the end. He got his.
That's right. He got what
They
he
made
wanted.
they made the library look like just a horrible place to go.
Isn't
Well,
it?
isn't it?
Okay.
Who reads books? I don't read books.
I guess.
I
guess know your audience.
I mean, I'm looking.
People
I'm
have
looking,
e-readers. They don't go to the library anymore.
I'm looking around that Bryce's house, and I see a lot of digital media.
Yes, I see a lot of
but I know-
music. I don't see.
But I don't
books.
see. I don't see an entire
books.
wall
Yeah.
of books. Where's these books?
You know what? Our library.
Oh, he's trying to find a
3
book.
of them?
Oh,
Oh, it's one
He's
crate.
got one book.
One crate
in his entire house.
Thousands
not
of
only a
CDs.
book, but it's partly in French.
Oh, there
Wow,
you go.
ooh la la.
So yeah, ooh la la, wee wee. He's got one book and 7,000 movies.
Would you like me to read a section from?
No, I really
No,
wouldn't.
not really. We're gonna mute you right
I'd rather
now.
watch this, whatever this
Is
is.
this?
I
French?
love you, especially in the morning. On an
Is this
empty
porn?
stomach, a dream stuck to the roof of my mouth, and I kiss your imprint
Sounds like
on
a
the
kid's
bed sheets.
book.
The presence
Wait,
of a
this
person
sounds
you love
sexy.
makes you suffer and live in the state of violence. You must look for the presence
So-
of a person you do not care for, but then your relation is marked by mental holdbacks, and you permanently wish you were alone. And the skirt you are just putting on is floating over your legs like a wreck forgotten upon the waters.
So we basically get Bryce's softcore porn.
Apparently.
The only book he owns is softcore porn.
Apparently.
Sorry,
and it's
French.
got pictures.
French softcore
It's not even
porn.
a book. It's got pictures.
Yeah, oh, sorry. It's not a book. It's a picture book.
It's not a picture
Look at all the
book.
pictures in the
It's
book.
Whoa,
not
and
a
there's
picture
there's
book.
like
nudie pictures.
naked people
It's
and stuff.
basically porn. French
not.
porn.
Yeah.
Wait, what were those called when
Just
we were
stop.
younger? Blue movies that were in
Yeah,
French?
blue movies that
Yeah,
were on the
that's what
8
it is.
millimeter reels.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So
At any
yeah,
rate.
that's why they made the librarian.
Exactly.
Gary the
You know what?
library.
You know what our library has?
What?
The last time I went there, CDs.
They don't
DVDs,
have them anymore.
LPs.
No, they don't
They
have
get rid of
those
all
in-
that stuff.
Yeah, when was the last time you were there? So the
long
last
time
time
ago.
I was there.
So it's just books now.
No, they don't even just have books.
I know in
have spaces.
Edmonton that my brother and my mother were borrowing stuff from the library, DVDs.
Yeah, they had
Yeah,
like
but they're
box sets and
almost
stuff.
out because you
Oh.
go to some of the libraries, they don't have it
Oh,
anymore.
I'm
So libraries have changed their whole model. They have e-reader access for stuff, yes,
stupid.
and they have places for people to meet. So it's become more of a community space.
Well, yeah, that explains the idiotic designer Art Deco thing downtown that they call a library.
All right, what did you think of this, Maria? We're falling off the deep end here.
Wow, you're the one who dragged the book out in the middle
Yeah,
of a
you're the
movie
one that-
review
Because
podcast.
you accused me of not having a book.
You had one book.
You have one
Ooh.
book.
I've
in his
got
entire-
more. There's more in here, but I just don't know where they are.
I at least occasionally read
So
biographies
I've
of
got,
people.
You
we've
sold
literally
me.
got a bookshelf upstairs packed with books.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that isn't
Yep.
you.
It might not be, but whatever.
He's trying to
I know
pretend.
some of them are
he's
mine.
pretending.
Trying to
He's trying to
justify it.
pretend that he is.
Some of them are
He's an
mine.
elevated
More cultured, that's
scholar
right.
who reads important
know the
books,
truth.
but instead he
Watches
buys
10 movies
French
a
porn
week for
books.
fun. So yeah, he doesn't.
not porn.
He doesn't have time to read. Yeah. Okay, Harold.
Come on, that passage was intriguing, was it not?
No, it really
With me.
wasn't. It was boring as hell. I started to nod off.
Yeah, well, that that tells me that it was probably pretty good.
I would have rather you did it in French.
There are French pages. Did you
Don't
want me to
get
read
him
one of them?
started. Don't get him started.
Am I
There's
getting
a-
through this or not? All right, so Harold, I don't like kids' movies or cartoons. Don't have kids. Don't want them. Don't like being around them.
Mm-hmm.
I was not exactly looking forward to this movie.
All right, good.
You know what?
Rage.
I didn't hate it.
All right.
Come on.
Because it is Zachary Levi.
Zachary Levi, who was
Oh, he's terrible.
very annoying in Shazam as a Tom Hanks kid in a man suit role, which
I loved him in Shazam.
actually pulled this off. His two co-stars, Moose and Porcupine, played by Little Rel and Tanya Reynolds,
Felt like I was watching
were
Will Ferrell and
hilarious.
Eh.
Reynolds in particular was a delight. Every scene she was in brought a smile to my face.
You love that
I don't know
porcupine.
where the hell she came from, but I love her.
She came from where everybody else does.
TV shows, from what I could tell. Like she hasn't done nothing until this point, but
No,
now,
she
now I
came
want,
from her mother's
well,
vagina.
that too, but
Marie.
I mean, I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know what she's done in her career.
Oh.
Just TV apparently, but yeah, I love her now.
Yeah, okay.
Zoe Deschanel is usually the quirky comic lead in everything she does. Was just okay as the serious one in this.
Oh.
She's not good.
That dude from the Flight of the Conchords and What We Do in the Shadows was pretty good as the villain as well.
Library Gary.
Still, this was a kid's movie based on a kid's book.
Yes.
I
So,
really like the animated sequence at the start.
Just a man.
All right.
Considering most kids' movies for me are a rage, that's a big improvement.
There you go.
Well, this is a winner. It's like a win for. It's like a win for everybody.
There you go.
I think he liked it more than he used to me.
There's a new Bryce we have now, Murray.
Oh, whatevs.
He doesn't have one thing in a movie like he used to about a month and a half ago.
Yeah.
That would be something that but I like this,
You
so it's a
cling to,
man.
it's like,
That's
yeah.
right. Yeah.
I love Lil Rel Howery. I wish he was
If one
in
thing
everything.
bothers him, it's a rage. Doesn't matter if the rest of the movie
No,
was.
no, that's
Yeah.
not true.
Yeah, I'm
That's
pretty
not
sure
true.
it is.
Well, he's turned over a
That's
new
not
leaf. He's
true.
in the last 6 weeks. He's a completely different person.
Not true either. You're speaking untruths left and right.
Okay. Shall we move on to the
Yeah.
masterpiece?
Oh,
of the week?
so the big winner at the box office this weekend
Was Deadpool and Wolverine.
was Deadpool and Wolverine.
Oh, okay.
Let's talk about that again.
Let's do that.
Oh, no, wait. We have to talk about
Yeah.
the thing that we all got trapped in the cinema
Trapped.
watching.
It was a trap. The trap was you actually had to pay to see the movie. M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong decided he wanted to write and direct a movie for the sole purpose of showing off his daughter's singing career. The plot, such as it was, centered around a pop concert where a serial killer is trapped by literally thousands of police, FBI, security, and apparently special forces dudes. That's the plot, really. When you give away the identity of the killer in the trailer, there's nowhere to go but down.
They got to it pretty quick, though.
Josh Hartnett's creepy performance aside, the rest of this movie was ridiculous and idiotic. I guess the mini Shyamalama's music wasn't too bad either. It was just one unbelievable coincidence after another as the highly trained crack team let this guy get away time after time after time.
Sounds like a Cyndi Lauper song.
Even Knight said there was no twist ending for this film.
cover of it.
So he's not even trying anymore. Such a hard rage.
Hard.
Oh, I got lots to say here.
I know you do.
Go for it.
All right, so
'Cause I'm going to keep it short and sweet.
I've said this before. In fact, it's kind of like a mantra for me now with his films in particular. Let's go back to M. Night Shyamalan's film Old.
I liked it.
This is now his model. He puts details into a film that are detailed in certain places that, in my opinion, aren't adding any value to the film, but then forgets every single important detail to make a cohesive story that is just ridiculous, just like Old was.
Old was
His
good.
new movie is truly horrible and tells me a few things about Night, basically, and I'm going to tell you a couple things about those right now. Number one, he has never, ever in his life been to a concert. Ever, because apparently no one at this concert was watching the concert.
Yeah.
Plus, he has
all in the hallway.
he has never talked to a police officer about how police work happens in real life. That's my observation. Okay, now here's a few more of my observations about this movie. Sometimes our villain is in a seat that is beside the aisle, and then sometimes he's in the middle of the aisle. Yes, that's right. I have no clue why, but sometimes his seat that's assigned to him is in the middle of the aisle, but sometimes he's beside the aisle. Now, do we know why? No, because it makes no sense.
Depends if he needs to get out or not.
Why is
then
Josh?
they move him.
Why is Josh Hartnett suspicious from the very start? There's no reason he should be suspicious, but right from the beginning, he's suspicious. This
He
made
sees
no
the thousands
sense.
of cops at all the doors.
There's thousands of cops in everything.
Not
And
a teeny bopper concert.
whatever. There was nothing that was delivered that would make us think he should think that. Until he talks to the shirt guy.
Yeah.
Shirt guy.
At no concert ever
Best buddy.
has a person risen out of an aisle and then they leave the riser up for like 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
Well, that's not a thing anyway.
I know, that's what I'm saying. In an obvious
there are stuff
safety.
that comes up from the
Yeah,
floor. Not here, but
there's
Not in the middle of an arena.
no, not in the aisle, Murray. They don't. They do it on the stage,
I'm
or
pretty sure
they'll
Jubilee
do.
has a couple of those.
You know, even if they do, let's say pretend that they
This
do.
was not the Jubilee. This
They
was
do
an
not.
arena.
They do not do it and leave the thing up for
With no
20
security
minutes
guarding it.
with no security, no safety precautions, which is obviously a safety violation.
Yep.
Or as an easy escape access for an escape, maybe. Maybe that's why he was there. Oh, that we were supposed to think maybe he's going to escape through there.
Maybe they just built it for the concert.
Maybe,
Sure.
or just for that purpose.
Ripped out the floor.
Plus,
To hell with the ice.
No one through this entire movie is protecting Raven, who is supposedly a huge star.
Yeah.
And I mean never. Throughout this entire movie, The police know he's there many times and are checking every white male that they bump into. In fact, you can hear them going, "There's another white male," and they go and grab the white male and they take them away. But they never check him ever. And even if he knows a secret password, he's been spotted outside of the theater 72 times before anything happens. Yeah. So, like, what the actual fuck is happening? Not sure anyone else has been to a concert, but with 20,000 plus people, how does his daughter's mother or his daughter's friend's mother bump into him every time?
Keep finding him.
And they're both not watching the concert.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, so it can be okay that maybe he's not watching the concert, but why is there so many people and he always bumps into this lady?
Because parents don't give a shit about this stuff.
But
they just.
But that's not how
the kids drag.
That's not how they portrayed this mother.
Fresh Prince told me that parents just don't understand.
That's true. They're 100%. Hartnett's daughter leaves the singer, but also leaves every other minute to go find her dad all of a sudden near the end of the movie. This is her favorite singer of all time.
In the world,
she has no, but then it's like, oh,
she wouldn't even notice the dad isn't there.
Where? No, he would tell her every time he left. But
no, but
first off,
she wouldn't care.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She would not care. Movie magic makes convenience happen at every turn. Like when he escapes from his house, the whole scene with the limo at the end, the box of t-shirts that are so heavy.
Man, then you're strong.
Then the dude is supposed to be restocking because they ran out of small t-shirts, but no, he brings 3 back with him. He leaves the entire other box. This movie just goes from one scene to the next that makes no logical sense in any universe that has ever existed. My guess is that, I was going to say M. Night Shyamalan, but I'm just calling him M. Night Shyamalan now because he doesn't even worthy of a man anymore. But I think he's created a universe. It's make-believe. Like if you watch this movie and you think, none of this is in reality of today.
It's not realistic.
Imagine this imaginary... What do we have going on in every movie now? A multiverse? This is a multiverse where police are completely inept. Nothing makes sense. Yeah. And then this movie would make perfect sense. This is the worst movie M has ever done. I now am officially convinced he is no longer M. Night Shyamalan. He's more like Rage Night Shyamalan. Yeah. This is the worst movie I've seen this year. I absolutely hated every single thing about it. I don't know why. It wasn't rage. I just kept screaming, make it stop.
It was bad.
This movie was so horrible. Now, what do you think about it?
There's going to be a lot of repetition in my review.
What?
You pretty much touched on most things that I'm going to say, so I'm just going to say it again anyway.
All right.
My God, this was an awful film. It is a series of fortunate occurrences for our serial killer as he evades the authorities in a trap that was set for him. Every police officer in the state seems to be at this concert to catch one man.
Millions on it.
Catch one man that they do not know what he looks like, but they have Haley Mills, who you might recognize from another famous trap movie.
That's right.
Playing a profiler so she can obviously find him in this crowd of thousands. Man, she was miscast. That was just ridiculous.
What happens when
he
you're
did
in
I think he did it because he thought it was funny. She was, Haley Mills is in the parrot trap. I'm going to make her the profiler. Ha, ha, ha. He's an idiot. There is so much dumb in this, from the t-shirt guy just giving our killer the password to get by the cops because our killer is a fireman. He loves firemen. To there being a trap door in the middle of the arena floor. There's no way that's a thing. To this concert seeming to have an intermission between every song. And even when the concert is going on, everyone seems to be in the concourse instead of in their seats. Plus, our killer keeps on running into the same women at a packed arena. I told there'd be a lot of repetition. Rinse and repeat. And don't even get me started on the dialogue in this. This is a poorly written and even more poorly executed series of convenient occurrences that leaves a door open for a sequel that better never come. M. Night Shyamalan has officially made the worst movie he has ever made, and it is not even close. This is currently the leading candidate for the worst movie of the year. Trap was crap. It was a rage.
Trap was crap.
Trap was crap.
You know
That's hashtag.
I also didn't see.
That might be the name of our episode.
Finally.
I also didn't see at this concert, which if anybody who's ever been to a concert that has adults at it is idiots getting up every 5 minutes to go get beer. Not one single person had a beer in their hand. Not one adult had a beer in their hand. Like, if you're going to get up and go to the concourse, then go get
I've never had a beer, Murray.
The most ridiculous
you're a saint.
the most ridiculous thing about this whole movie.
Okay, I would like to know.
No. As much as I thought there was a lot of other ones, this stat was the one that got me the most.
All right.
So you imagine the people that are in love with this raven. So most of the time, it's like 13-year-old girls. Okay, so that's the audience.
Yeah.
So of 20,000 people, the stat they gave was there's 3,000 white males that are here.
White males.
So you're trying to tell me there's that high a percentage of white males?
Yes.
Like how many white males? First off, even if you're married and you have a kid and you're bringing them, the dad is not going to go see this. If my daughter begged me to go see this,
the other thing is, if you're paying attention and you're looking at the crowd every time, there's no white males in there. No. Only when he looks up and a cop is dragging one away.
Yeah.
And then there's like one white male surrounded by 10,000 screaming girls.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So where are these? Oh, wait. You know what we didn't look at? Maybe was the 3,000 white males just wandering the halls. Did we not?
That could
You
be.
know,
Just
we didn't really look.
I
Maybe the 3,000 white males.
I didn't see any there either. He didn't run into or talk to any white males that didn't work there.
Yeah.
Well, did he even talk to any white males?
No, because there were none.
He.
Well, they had just appeared when they needed to drag one.
Yeah,
out.
this is like, oh, there's one. It's like it took them the entire concert, and I think from what they showed us, there was 5.
Yeah.
5 out of 3,000.
Yeah.
And then what are they going to do when they drag these
I
white
don't
males
know.
into there? Where were you? Where were you?
Are you the guy? No?
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Well, apparently they've got Haley Mills as the profiler,
That's
and
right.
she'll know.
Oh, she's got
no.
psychic power.
Yeah.
Yeah. This.
She's world-class
Okay, well,
profiler,
You know what?
Jim.
I am begging you to rewatch Old. For whatever reason that you think that movie was good or okay.
I like the scene where her elbows like bend
Oh,
backwards.
don't worry. His next movie will be a rage, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I have 2 more things to add about this that really
Nice.
bothered me. The first one was towards the end when, they're basically close to capturing him. And he's like, first of all, his wife gives him like enough drugs to like drop a moose. And he gets up and then he gets fucking tasered by 20 people at once.
Yeah.
Yes.
You get that many jolts to the body, you're not getting up in 30 seconds. Like, that was stupid.
Plus the drugs that would
But it's
drop
Josh
a
Hartnett.
moose.
And the other thing was, this is the spoiler alert, if there was such a thing.
Here's the spoiler. Wait, before you say the spoiler is this movie is horrible and you
Well,
should
we know
not
that
see it.
already, but the wife is the one who called the cops in the first place, who gave the description to the police, but didn't provide a photo.
No, she didn't give up, but she didn't. All she did was lead them. The whole thing was that
she planted the stupid
she just
credit
gave
card
them
receipt.
She just gave him the
Receipt.
a part of the receipt.
Yeah.
And that was all she gave
But
them,
she
just so they would know.
suspected something.
Well, then
Yes, but
she could have just given a picture to the cops.
She didn't though. She had no one because she was torn. That was the
she
whole
thought
thing.
she thought that the cops could figure. But okay, but on top of that,
and
how
she
did they
didn't
know?
want it to be true.
How did they know that was his? Like he even says about that space.
The whole
he
thing
never
was
killed
just-
anybody there.
I'm not,
He
I don't
just
want to
went
argue
there.
with you on it, Murray, because it's dumb. Like the whole thing is dumb.
No, I'm just
But
saying
that's-
is that was the big twist at the end.
Yeah.
Was that she's the one who called the cops in the first place
It's-
about the whole thing.
Yeah.
But
that doesn't even deserve
they
what a
spent-
twist.
They spent millions and millions of dollars on resources to trap this one
there's
guy
no
at a
question.
concert.
Yeah.
And
this-
they could have resolved it in 5 minutes.
Which would never happen. That's
Anyway.
just
yeah,
so
no, it
dumb.
was.
this is what I'm saying. I think this
Nothing
is
in
a
this would
science
happen.
fiction movie
Yeah.
that takes
It's a
place in a
fantasy movie.
multiverse.
It's
This is a
fantasy.
fantasy movie in multiverse.
it's a fantasy
he-
with no fantasy.
He
in
doesn't
it.
do realistic movies. He does.
there you go.
He
This
does
is my
parallel universe movies.
Yeah, well,
this is a multiverse.
yeah,
This is M. Night's version of the MCU.
or logic
Batman?
and
And he's super killer. or Psycho
Yeah.
Killer, Qu'est-ce que c'est?
Qu'est-ce que c'est?
It's like he's now.
He's like Freddy or Jason or Michael.
No, he's like
You
he's like a
can't be
new
killed?
superhero. He's like M. Night's. I thought this was gonna somehow tie into his superhero trilogy, but it didn't. So it's this, maybe this
Night
is the
has
start.
a superhero trilogy.
Yeah. Unbreakable, and Split,
yeah, right.
and the other one.
I guess I don't call them superheroes.
Well, that's
okay.
what they are. They're superheroes.
Although maybe Bruce Willis's character, the other two were villains, weren't
No,
they?
they're both super. They're both superheroes.
McAvoy sure as hell wasn't.
Yeah, he's a
but
super-
it's whatever.
He had 20 personalities. That's a super.
Yeah, one of them was one of them was nice.
Yeah.
Whatevs. And yeah,
Yeah, one.
terrible movie.
Yeah, you know what? Let's move on.
Yeah, I got nothing.
What? You got nothing?
Nothing.
You don't. Okay, so at least tell our listeners your favorite M. Night movie.
First one. Sixth Sense.
Okay. And is there anyone since then that you actually thought that you liked?
Didn't mind The Village except for the end.
Okay.
And
you did like Knock at the Cabin Door.
I like Signs, despite the Phoenix. He wasn't the worst thing in it.
That's the reason why it's likable.
Yeah, I never liked him. Yeah, Knock at the Cabin. I don't know. It was okay. Yeah, it was a man. It wasn't great, but yeah, no, it's getting worse. I didn't mind parts of Old, basically up until again the last third of the movie. Every movie he does, he ruins the last third of the movie with stupid shit. Just when he starts to get interesting, he does something just stupid to ruin it. So yeah, I guess.
There you go.
There you go. There's my minute.
I love it.
Because yeah, I'm not making a list. He's not worthy of a list.
Temperature rising. Vision blurring. Rage taking over.
Oh, my sweet, sweet rage. Now, you might think that my rage this week was going to be something related to Rage Night Shyamalan, but that's not the case.
Not the case.
No, my rage this week is, and the first time I saw it, I thought, okay, that's kind of a cool concept. But now that it seems to be a trend in movies, I don't know why they want to keep throwing death into kids' movies. I mean,
Lion King.
it seems like every kids' movie we've seen in the last 6 months has had a death in it. I don't understand it.
Who cares?
No, but here's the thing.
It's your rage?
Yeah, my rage is.
Who cares?
It's like there's some kind, because again, I'm going back to Hollywood and its agenda, hidden agenda, or maybe it's not hidden agenda,
Okay.
to whitewash our society into believing that nostalgia is the only thing that's got value. So now, what's the purpose of people having kids that are surviving death? Like, I get it that kids will be affected when death happens to them, but let's not have every movie. And I think the reason it's coming to the rage. Just you wait. I think the reason
lost
for
at
it
this point.
is it becomes lazy writing. That's what I think it is. I think they're throwing death in there because they couldn't come up with a better reason why Zooey Deschanel's
So they're trying
family
to
member isn't there, or
it's a cheap way of getting you emotionally involved.
yes, that's my rage. Thank you. You put it into words. Thank God you're here. Normally you piss me off when it comes to my rage,
yeah.
and I'm still not saying I'm
know
not
what?
going to be pissed off when you start talking. But I thank you implicitly for
Now I don't think your rage is so stupid now that I've explained what it is.
exactly. Now that you've explained what my rage is, it makes perfect sense. Does it not?
Yes.
It's like weak writing. I don't get it.
It's
like
lazy.
It's like it started with Up, and I thought, okay, that's great. It was the best 20 minutes as I bawled my eyes out.
It was so
Up,
good. It was
as
so
Up
much
rolls on.
so much more better executed and Up.
Yes, of course, because you're really invested in these characters. And then what do? They pull a rug out right from under you. But it's like, well, let's start off the movie by feeling sorry for these characters. And then to your point, they're sucking you in. Just cut it out. Stop making kids have to deal with death in every kids movie. If the next fucking kids movie that comes out, someone's died in it, I'm going to be fucking pissed. More pissed than I am now.
I want to see them die, and then I'll be
Yes,
okay with
that. Let's have that. Let's make it rated R kids movie.
Rated R kids movie. Have a massacre at the start.
That's right.
That kind of defeat the purpose of a kids movie.
Well, I mean, I watch those kind of movies. I watched The Exorcist when I was 10.
Those are not kids.
That's
movies.
a kids movie.
That was a kids movie, totally.
He was a kid when he watched it. How is it not a kids movie?
Exactly.
Because he saw it when he shouldn't have.
What are you talking
whatever.
about?
That was the perfect time to see it.
I know, right?
That way it scars you for life.
That's the way I feel. It's made me a better person.
Yes.
It's made me appreciate William Friedkin for the master he is.
Indeed.
You don't have anything else to add to that?
No, no.
Are you pro death in kids movies or anti?
Oh, God. Let's.
Death is a part of life.
There you go.
So we should have it in
I
every
was going
kids
to
movie?
funerals when I was like 4.
Yeah, so...
Because my parents didn't shield me. They didn't lie to me about
There
stuff.
you go. Wrap it
It's
up.
like-
Your
Death is a-
puppy's gone to a
That's
fuck.
right. I saw my dog get hit by a car. I know what life is about.
There you go.
Probably why I'm so cold today.
Yeah, there you go.
Death sucks.
For kids.
So, over the last 2 weeks, I've been to 2 different movies where we got a little bit of commercial action,
Yes.
and then it goes right into the feature presentation.
Yeah.
So I get no trailers.
What?
So, and that's fine, but if you're not going to give me trailers, at least give me double the commercials.
Really?
I need that
Really?
time.
You need to see Ozempic
This is
like
your-
3 times.
I need that time to build up the anticipation for the film. And when it gets right into it, I'm not ready to watch the movie yet. They should at least have a warning that there are no trailers, so the commercials are going to lead right into the feature, so get ready. Because the trailers give me time to get ready to watch the film.
And to
When it
finish
just
this-
jumps in, I feel like I'm playing catch-up for the first 10
And
minutes.
he needs time to finish his first bag of popcorn so he can go back and get the refill.
So that's my rage. Is that there was like no warning? It's like bang, commercials and right into
He
the
obviously
feature.
didn't see the Herald one because there was
Terrible.
like trailers for like 10 different kids movies on that one.
That's
Yeah.
good.
No, it really wasn't.
No, it is.
No.
I think there should be between the commercials and the trailers, they should equal about half the movie. Like if there's an hour and a half
like an
movie, there should
hour
be
of
40.
trailers.
There should be 45 minutes of trailers and commercials.
Yeah, but you
idiot.
like watching 3-hour films. I don't.
You are the biggest idiot that's ever gone to a movie theater.
I second that.
If it's like a Marvel movie and it's 2.5 hours,
Are you in?
hour and 15 minutes of trailers and commercials.
I just want to know. Do you do this to me every week so that I change my rage? That my rage is Bryce again because his rage is so
no,
stupid?
like, I'm being super serious right
Yes.
now.
But I want to change my minute to raging at Bryce too. Just saying stupid things.
Stupid things. You know what? I have almost a lot of respect for people that come in when the trailers are done. But what I don't like is when they come in and disrupt the movie.
That's
Yes.
awful.
Unless they
No,
come in
then
for...
they come in 10 minutes into the movie. That's after 20 minutes of trailers and commercials.
That's right. Unless
So
they
basically,
come
they're
in...
half an hour late for the movie.
So maybe we should have more time.
Unless they come in and it doesn't
If
matter
the movie's
what...
at 7, come in at 7. That's the fucking time
I
to come
agree.
in.
Because if you don't, you're gonna miss.
Not at
you're gonna miss the
7:30.
commercials.
The only pass I'm
Get
giving...
there on time.
Just so
yes, so you
okay,
can see the commercials.
Can we please just all agree on one thing?
Okay.
That
Probably
if
not.
someone came in late and just as the credits are starting to roll up on the feature presentation,
Yeah.
someone in the movie theater, usually a drunk idiot
Yeah.
that sits in the front row, says, "Let's fucking go." Now that they
There
get
you
a
go.
pass because that's what happened at the Deadpool.
That's right. Well, in other times of theater, like the live theater ones, if you arrive after it started, you don't get seated.
That's right.
You gotta fucking wait outside. So yeah, get there on time. There's my minute rage.
There you go.
There we go.
Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go.
So more commercials, please.
Sure.
Rage subsiding. Pulse slowing. Anger fading.
I'm just thinking about the Ozempic commercials.
They aired 20 times.
It's like the only person that's doing commercials now is fucking
Yeah, try
Ozempic.
watching the Olympics. Like seriously, every commercial break is Ozempic 3 times. It's the same one. Like shoot a new one.
Everybody's so happy in that.
They're happy and gay.
Because they're on drugs.
Through the whole
And they're
Ozempic.
starving because they don't eat food anymore.
Fuck, kill me now. Okay, so this is the list. If this is your first time listening, welcome aboard. And we hope you love the movie Trap like we did. Go to our website, Film Rage YYC. Check out our page called The List. We have 5. There is the doubted, the undoubted, the mesmerizing, the repulsive, and the once doubted. No, once mesmerizing or doubted. Well, once mesmerizing and repulsive, but no longer, because they've been voted back off those lists. And that one's in white, so you can't miss it. It's like jumps out of the
There's
screen.
nothing there.
No, there's lots there. There's been a lot of people that we removed from our mesmerized list. We haven't removed anybody from our repulsive list yet, but I know that's coming. So, because we got to see the Divine Miss M in the last week, it made me think that I found her very repulsive. And
in that movie, she
I have
was.
always
and
found her
so
repulsive.
Bryce and I set a challenge to ourselves, unbeknownst to the Mur. I agreed that I would go back and watch Beaches because I thought
Because
if
he remembers
anything-
liking it.
Yeah, I remember liking Beaches, and that if she couldn't do Beaches right, then there's no hope. And
And
you said you were going to see.
Ruthless People, because I remember enjoying Ruthless People as a youngster. I remember laughing my butt off. Although it's always a little different experience when I watch movies with my father because his laugh is infectious. And-
Infectious.
Yeah, well, he's no longer with us. But yeah, he thought it was hilarious. He has a thing for Danny DeVito. I don't know why he finds him so funny, but he does.
Murray loves John Candy.
There you go. And
with that?
I remember it was a tremendously enjoyable experience with my father. But then I had to watch this again with the sole purpose of seeing whether or not Bette Midler is truly
Can actually
repulsive. You go first.
So here's the thing about Bette Midler in this film.
Yep.
80% of the movie, she was completely repulsive.
Okay.
But it's also intentional that her character
but
is repulsive.
Wasn't half of it the child version of her?
No, there's not a lot of there is some of the child of
there
her,
was some
but it's
flashbacks.
not the majority of it. She's still the majority.
Oh, I thought half the movie was
The
them.
majority of the star in this film. And 80% of it she is repulsive intentionally, but also because of her acting.
Okay.
But 20% she was not. So I can't say she's fully repulsive because there was 20 minutes, or not 20% of her time on screen that she was not repulsive.
yeah.
So unfortunately,
So
Bette
right up-
Midler is
so the-
not repulsive.
And I'll be honest, she wasn't great in Ruthless People, but was she bad enough to be repulsive? No, she wasn't. She was there.
Yeah.
It was fine. She said a few things that made me laugh. It wasn't terrible.
Yeah, and you know what? She
And
got
she
me to
wasn't
cry in
terrible.
Beaches.
There you go.
I knew I was going to cry,
Yeah. So,
but it was because of Bette's performance that I did. So
yeah, she's every now and then she's okay.
Yeah.
You know? So that's not consistently repulsive, and that's why she can't be on the list. Even though she was 100% repulsive in that last piece of crap we saw.
yes, what was that called again? So we remember
the
four
Four tops? I don't know.
No, the four.
Fabulous Four.
The Fabulous. Was it the Fabulous Four?
I'm pretty positive. It was
Something like that.
Fabulous. Yeah, here's a clue for those people who haven't seen that yet. They're not fabulous.
Just old.
No. Well,
Most of them are.
Three of them are.
Most of them are repulsive.
2 of them are really old. One of them's kind of old, and the other one's not that old.
Yeah, that's about it. So Have you got a challenge for us? Well, you know what? I'm going on holidays, so I'm just preparing everybody that I will
also
not
gonna be away.
be here next week. Bryce is going to hold down the fort.
I won't be here the next.
And there's 2 very exciting movies he'll be talking about.
Yes.
So is nobody going to fire me like a brief synopsis of what they thought?
We will
'Cause
talk
I know
offline.
I know you're seeing one of the movies. So
I will.
That's
can't
right.
you put something together and email it to me, and
maybe see
I'll
the
read
one.
it in your I'll read it in your squeaky voice.
I will take that with you offline. I have an idea.
Oh, he's got an idea.
I want your opinion.
All right. I can't wait to hear.
I know. And you'll all have to tune in next week to see how Bryce does
And
by
I will
himself.
send you one word.
Oh, we already know that I do just fine by myself.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
Kudos.
Best
Let's
episode ever.
Let's see if he's prepared for
He
next
loves-
Hey, I
week's
was
episode.
prepared today.
I know. This is like I told you. There's a new
Of course,
Bryce.
well, it's because I had the day off.
Yeah. Well, there you go. There's somewhat a new Bryce.
And yet he still kept us waiting.
Yeah. There we go. All right. Well, the list.
Yeah.
The list was successful. We didn't get anybody repulsive.
Sure. Say so.
Last week on Rage or Dare, our little Jimbo, who apparently now is known in some circles as... Nope, not gonna read that nickname. I have a reputation to maintain, gentlemen. Anyway, Jim felt compelled to pull from the merman's ice creamy bucket of rage and pulled a film rage favorite in the 2001 Martin Lawrence film, What's the Worst That Can Happen? This week, our boys can rage or dare or Casey. Wink, wink. Come up and see me sometime, big boys. Now, let's check in with... Seriously, I'm not going to read everything you put in front of me. I'm not Ron Burgundy. Let's see if the power of Danny DeVito can act as an antidote to what surely will be the worst that can happen.
I love it that I was able to test Casey to see if there's certain
Right,
things
that's
I
his
could
limit.
get. That there's certain things that Casey will not say,
Yeah.
and it looks like I hit that wall.
There you go.
Apparently, my porn star nickname isn't carrying any weight around here, so we'll have to try that a little bit on socials and see how it goes. What do you think?
Nah, I'd say that's probably a bad idea.
All right. Okay. Yeah, we might get some of our accounts might get blocked.
Yeah.
All right. So, my question to everybody is, how does Martin Lawrence have the ability to suck the life and fun out of every single scene in every single movie that he appears in? Be it when he is, I think, trying to be funny, or even more so when I think he's trying to be cute and sexy. Yes, that's right. In this movie, he tries to be sexy. And this movie starts out with both these forms of torture. In this, he is supposed to be a thief. And after he has, and I'm putting this in strong quotes, sexy time with this lady who he meets at an auction where they fall in love after one date. Yeah, you can guess how it goes downhill from here. Or should I say, this can't be that bad, right? What's the worst that could happen? Well, let me tell you. Danny DeVito plays a crooked businessman on the brink of bankruptcy. John Leguizamo plays one of Martin Lawrence's crooked friends who they decide to rob DeVito after he claims Chapter 11 as they don't think he's allowed to be in his house, but he's there. And when they come in, he pulls a gun. And then he stalls so that the cops can come. And then they come, and DeVito says, hey, that ring that Martin Lawrence is wearing, that's my ring. He stole it. So he steals it from Martin Lawrence. Then Lawrence escapes from the police. Now, goes back and steals stuff, but ultimately, all he wants is this ring back. Because it was his new girlfriend, you know, the one that's the love of his life that he met at an auction, and they fell in love instantly.
Right.
Yeah, think of the two. Remember, we just talked about how stupid the cops were in the movie Trap? Well, think that, but put it onto a Martin Lawrence level of stupid. So, on one hand, you have DeVito, who thinks the ring has magic mojo power. And on the other side, you've got Martin Lawrence, who wants the ring back, because ultimately, no one in the story is likable in any single way. The fact they want us to feel for a douchebag like Martin Lawrence, who's a thief, who is repulsive, who's now in love with, this lady after one date, and nothing is likable with DeVito's character either. But William, is it pronounced Fitcher, is priceless in this as the cop who is investigating the robberies. And Danny DeVito, who's annoying as a character, is still good as that character playing the man. However, the story is ridiculous and also not funny, or funny ridiculous, just stupid ridiculous. And Martin Lawrence, as usual, is horrible, annoying, and super repulsive, and is literally the worst actor who's ever lived. There, I've said it. I put it out there. Martin Lawrence can't act. He's the absolute worst actor. I wish I could do a Trump voice right now. He's the worst. Whatever Trump does, he says, it's the best. But no, it's the worst. How he still gets roles rather than at playing a mascot on the corner dressed in a chicken suit, spinning signs for perhaps chicken on the way or something like that, is completely beyond me. Some of this would not be so bad if it was funny or well written or Martin Lawrence wasn't in it, but none of these are present. So it's like literally the worst Martin Lawrence I've seen. And it had Danny DeVito in it and William Fitcher, who is fantastic in this. If this movie was just a movie about William Fitcher's character, who I have no clue where he pulled that character out of, but his character in this was brilliant. Do you remember this movie, by the way?
Barely.
Yeah. He's the only good thing in this.
He's good in most things he does.
Yeah, he's brilliant in this. Yeah, this movie was horrible. Like, how can you make a movie that nobody's likable, and like, who are you supposed to be rooting for?
I don't know.
I don't get it. Like, and it wasn't funny. There wasn't anything funny.
No.
Nothing.
No.
Nothing was funny.
It's not a good movie.
No, it's terrible.
Shocker.
How dare you?
How dare I?
Murray.
That's the point.
Oh, that's right. You did. It was a dare.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. All right, so, Brycey, when we come back from my vacay, we have to watch something. So who do we want to pull from? Do we want to pull from Casey? Or our listeners, Darebag?
We just did Merman, so...
We did, yeah. I did. Why don't we do our listeners? We haven't done them for a while.
Oh, all right.
Let's bend them over this ice creamy bucket and see what we get from them.
Let's see what the listeners have in store for us. Something good, I bet.
Oh, I hope it's like something David would dare us to see.
Yes.
All right, here we go. We will be watching Circle of Fear, Alibi Perfetto from 1992.
Circle of Fear?
Subtitles.
Sounds awesome.
Does it? Circle of Fear. I don't know that I know this movie.
Oh,
a remake of
Alibi
something?
Perfetto. An amazing Italian thriller directed by Aldo Lado. Tony and Lisa, both policemen, want to capture a drug trafficker named Mancini. In the meantime, they all have to deal with a maniac known as the Full Moon Killer. This sounds awesome. It's Italian.
Is it called Alibi Perfetto?
Alibi Perfetto.
That's
So
Alibi.
from 1992, right?
It's Italian. It's got to be Alibi Perfetto. Not
Like-
Alibi Perfetto.
So basically, it's Perfect Alibi in Italian.
Yeah. Alibi Perfetto.
It's directed by Aldo Lado.
Yeah.
Well, I got a 4.6 on IMDb, so there you go.
Now, if we can find this anywhere.
Yeah, good
Yeah,
luck
let's
with
see.
that.
Apparently it's on Prime Video, but that may or may not be accurate in the Great White
In the
North.
Great White. I was about to say that. Great
Take
White
off
North.
to the great white
Oh,
north.
good luck with that.
Take off.
All right, well,
It's
we'll
a
give
beauty
it a shot.
way to go. Whoa! Thanks, Ragers, for listening. Thanks to the extended Film Rage family you can find in our show notes. Thanks to Casey, our god of rage, from the Nerdy Photographer, for the voice of Rage. Oh, yeah. Find us on social media everywhere at Film Rage YYC. Check out everything Film Rage at filmrageyyc.com, including our merch site for Redbubble and TeePublic. We're always wanting to make this a raging blast for our listeners, so please comment, like, and subscribe, and send us emails to filmragecalgary@gmail.com. Dare to see terrible movies to fuel our rage, but no matter what you do, Please, 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 pretty please, 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 I'll make us a rage. That's it for this week. Rage on.
Rage on.